Okay, welcome everybody. I need to change my name so that I'm the World Master, or maybe the Veldt Master.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Sounds kind of like I'm a gardener or something. Okay. Let's start things off with a prompt if anybody's got a little bit to read, and I know that you've just been writing it, so it's not like we're expecting masterpieces, but yeah. Anybody volunteer to go first?
I don't have anything. Sorry.
Okay. No worries.
I've got like 6 sentences.
Well, here, let's work our way to Stephanie, but
Okay.
in the case that you don't have anything, we'll just do a little bit of impromptu speech, and just like familiarize yourself with the prompt,
Totally.
and just like talk freehand to us about, because I just like people could take this prompt any way they want, just like any of the prompts, but I just wanted to hear a little bit about, like, kind of get some people more invested in their gear a little bit, because I thought that would be a good thing. So, Langdon, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to start off with what I've written, and then I'll probably jump into a little bit more
That's fine, yeah.
kind of off-the-cuff type of stuff. So, the Veldt is a dangerous place. If you're not armed, then you better have an army. I've been fighting most of my life, and my weapons are amongst my dearest possessions. You could almost say they're my family. Rapier and longbow. Yes, it might be expected for an elf. Make no mistake, though, I'm not some white-livered wood elf that could barely pierce a ground squirrel, let alone an ivory-spined boar. I'm descended from 500,000 years, or just short, of pure high elf blood, and with the documentation to prove it. So when I say my rapier and longbow, I mean these are master-crafted items. Rapier made out of cold iron, not that weak steel shit. Iron pulled directly from the mountains of
Yes.
and the longbow, yes, wood honed by myself from the forest of. These are 2 objects I've built myself with my own 2 hands, with all the tradition of my family behind me. That's about what I got. So isn't it right?
So yeah, tell me, do you have any spontaneous stuff about your like fighting style? Oh, you missed. Well, no, I won't say. Never mind. Just go ahead if there's anything more you have to say.
No, I kind of lost my thread.
Okay, no worries.
So.
On to Trimurius.
Okay, let me pull up what I got here. Oh, if I can find it, god damn it, I just put it down and then I'm lost it again. Give me 1 second. Jesus, where did I put it? No! Oh god, okay, sorry. I'm gonna go through my drive now.
That's all right. Stephanie, do you want to just like give us a little off the cuff about your gear?
Sure. I gave away like 50% of my gear, actually 66% of my gear, but I can talk about the gear I have remaining, which is just City Skinner. As Francesca has my shotgun and Sam Jerry still has my buckler. Oh yeah. Francesca, slingshot, Jerry, buckler, which leaves me with City Skinner. I need to get that back from him. I kind of forgot he had that, so I was reading over my notes. Jerry,
I didn't know that he added your buckler. Why does he have your buckler?
He's had it for like days and like weeks in our time.
Oh, weird.
I forgot about it. I was just reading back through my old notes. I gave it to him. I don't know why. There was a purpose. Anyway, probably just trying to win him over. Get the trust of the gang. So, hold on, let me read this prompt. City Skinner is I don't know what to say about City Skinner. City Skinner is a giant knife that I carry and use almost like it's a sword. The name comes from my location and where I was raised. I never needed farm tools, but I needed something to keep me safe in urban environments. I have a tremendous amount of faith in City Skinner, and if anything, think that I am the one that lets her down. She incredibly sharp, incredibly accurate, and occasionally my hand-eye coordination doesn't live up to her standards.
Recently claimed the life of a frontier baron as well.
Yeah, that's true.
An act which Langdon seemed to have mixed feelings about.
Getting back at the people who betray us.
And, yeah. Okay, and did you find your thing there, Trimerius?
I did. Okay, so I think I may have misunderstood the assignment. Was I supposed to do the last one on that page?
That's okay. Just do whatever you did.
Okay, cool. I did one of the older ones. So I was on top of the world, flying higher than I ever thought possible. The thrill of it all was unbelievable, but part of me knew it wasn't enough. That potion really unlocked something in me, something so strange that it almost scares me. I've been small for so long, and I feel comfortable there, but with a little assistance, I can see the world from a completely different perspective. Getting used to this new body experience, it's difficult to say the least. Even moving my arm is frightening. More often than not, I've just broken something or overshot a grab. This power is amazing, but how can I utilize it to the fullest when I've been small for so long? At the same time, how do I adapt between forms if I find myself in this form again? Both sizes have their perks and their issues, and I'm going to have to do some work to adapt my brain to these radically different forms, or else I won't be able to be as effective as I need to be. Sometimes I wish to be big, living in that wall, feeling cozy and sheltered, exploring the world from a new height. But now that I'm big, I barely know what to do with my bigness. I still can't tell whether or not being big is a freedom or a hindrance to me, but hopefully I can harness this power soon before my lack of skills gets me in trouble.
Nice. And just to kind of reference and reiterate some game mechanics, Trimerius, through consumption of that strange potion, unlocked this power to change forms to become a big version of Trimerius, big Trimy, and can consume a Somnium gem to return to his normal size.
Sounds good. Now, does he know that?
Yes, I'm going to say that you have figured that out, or you intuit that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
There's not a good narrative device as to why you would understand that. You had a dream that gave you a realization. That's my convenient catch-all for that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I don't have anything written, but I'm going to do a summary of last week's events. I also don't have anything prepared, so I'm just doing it on the spot. And it's not a song or anything, but it's just anyway, so I'll just get going here. See if the spirit moves me. All right, folks. Last week, we were down deep in the earth. And there were big dogs after everybody. The Baron sicked his dogs because they had drank some strange potion and got all big. And Langdon didn't like that so much. He's used to being bigger than the animals he chases after. Stephanie, she took her City Skinner. She pounded it right in the brisket of some of those beef. And the brisket's the word that we just use for dog meat now.
I'm glad that stuck.
Another dog got his leg blown off by a big old Somnium wand. And Trimerius also got big on some juice, some ancient giant juice. And there was a lot of heroics going on and a lot of failures as well. Just gotta keep talking here. They squared off with the Baron, who seemed like he'd really lost touch with himself and lost touch with his own aspirations. He went from feeling like he was in charge of the operation to just being another piece of brisket. And one thing I will say is that when Dr. Cumberbund put on that coat and he took up the Baron's Corvalin wand, there was a little bit of jealousy in the heart of Langdon Alger, and he didn't know how he felt about a highborn being cut down by some bony stitty tramp lady.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't also know how he feels about the party being alongside some gigantic rodent.
Also true.
It's kind of tough, and he also was honestly hoping that they had seen the last of Jerry Duster before he crowd surfed in on a fishhook pulled by the big rodent. And with that, we find ourselves in this cold elevator shaft moving upwards, and the air is slowly getting warmer. And this elevator shaft is just packed full of people. We've got Dr. Cumberbund, we've got Langdon, we've got Stephanie, we've got Trimerius, and we've got Francesca all packed into this little thing. And it really seems like it's starting to strain under the weight of all this body. And slowly as we go up through the dark, we're going to pass around a little role-playing time, starting with Trimerius.
Skip me. I'm lost. Skip me.
Tramp lady. Trimerius sits in silence with his whiskers twitching.
And Trimerius is having a nervous breakdown.
What's going through Stephanie's head right now?
Oh man, can I speak to another member of the group?
Yes, please do.
Hey, Francesca. Thank you so much for your help back there. Quick question. Would you mind giving me my slingshot back now that the battle is over?
I'm so sorry. I forgot I even had it. I'm so sorry. Take it. I don't know. I wasn't even that good with it. I shot and I killed a couple of, I don't remember. I'm okay, but it's yours and you take it back.
How are you feeling now that the Baron is dead?
Honestly, it was rough. I'd never seen anybody get cut up by a giant knife before. I know that my dad's always talking about being out there and using his big spear and being a big man and cutting stuff up, but that's not my scene at all. So it was really exciting, but really I don't know. I just want to get home. I'm honestly so sick of this. I don't know where we're going or if there's going to be goblins up there, and I'm over it. I'm really over it.
Here's the thing. There is going to be goblins up there. I'm still keeping my slingshot. And stay behind Langdon. He'll protect you.
Oh, Langdon, that would be so sweet if you would protect me. I'm just not the out in front of goblins type. No offense, Stephanie, but
for you, madam, I'd protect the world. Wait, no, I'd kill the world. Protect you for the world.
That's sweet.
For any of these other scum, friends, I don't know if I could say so much. But your pretty smile is worth all the gold in your father's coffer. All the wealth in the world.
She slyly tousles her kind of strange silvery hair to the side, and she's like, "Oh."
Where is this elevator going?
Okay, so I don't know because I didn't come down this way, but I'm thinking that this elevator leads out towards the goblin camp. That's what I overheard the Baron saying, and considering that goblins were coming down this way, I think that's a fair bet.
Do you know, was he in league with the goblins? Why are they here?
Oh yeah, he was totally in league with the goblins. Okay, so I don't know everything about it. My dad always used to talk about his dad and how they were buds, and they used to run around and kill goblins together, and that was really cool for them or whatever. But all I know is that they used to be friends, and then when the senior Baron died, my dad always thought that Julius had gotten it in for him. You see, you probably know all this, but there was this big war between the goblins and the senior Baron, and the senior Baron killed a bunch of the goblins, and basically like started the town, even though like my dad was there first, but like anyhow. So I think there's always been resentment there, and I don't know. That's all I really know about it.
Do you know anything about this? And I'm going to show her the locket that I had, that I found in the Barrens.
Oh my gosh, that's my locket. I lost it when I was at the Baron trapped by the Baron.
Don't. No need for words, ma'am. And I'm going to go ahead and put it around her neck.
Oh, thank you.
Wait a minute. Trapped by the Baron in his quarters?
Well, okay, we had a thing for like a while because he was like this big rich guy, and like, you know, it's not a big deal, and I'm over him, and he's dead anyways, but yeah, we had a thing for a bit, and mostly I just did it to make my dad mad, but I don't know.
And how did things pan out with you in the cage then, ma'am?
I don't want to talk about that. And she looks very upset at you for bringing it up.
How dare you, Langdon?
Well, I just wanted to know in case there were other enemies that we may need to protect you from.
He treated me like his personal bank account.
Friend.
When I kept on telling him that my dad was going to come and kick his ass, he locked this weird thing around my face and made me chew on somnium for days.
That seems about in line with what we experienced. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
How long does this elevator go up?
And there's a little bump and a little ding. There's a little bell at the top of the elevator, and the like doors creak open, and you find yourself at this in this cave, and far ahead you can see light where the cave exits out into the forest.
Cool. I'm gonna lead the way, I suppose, towards the light, and I'm gonna have my my rapier at the ready.
Okay, Langdon steps forward, and Francesca is right behind him. And
I'm gonna fall in behind Big T. I'll bring up the rear.
Okay, so Big T in the back, Stephanie behind him, and then we've got our two oddly quiet gentlemen in the middle here. And so yeah, you move a bit through the tunnel towards the outside, and then Jerry says, "Well, hold on. Do we know what we're getting into up here?"
No, we don't. You should give me my buckler back, just to be safe.
Right. Sorry. Take that. And then Stephanie, you also have this brass coif thing. You remember that?
I have like a bunch of documents in like a bag.
Yeah. Well, there's this like neck piece that you took off of the Baron, I think. It's like a piece of armor. It's another +1.
Oh, yes, yeah. I do remember that.
Kind of fits like over your sternum.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, sorry. Here's the ticket, and he gives you the buckler.
Thanks.
What about you, you big rat man? You lovable goof, and he like grabs and like tries to noogie on Trimerius because Trimerius saved him.
And Trimerius is still having a hard time figuring out his feet, so he's like, "Oh God!" How much information can I glean from my scent?
Yeah, just tell me what you're wanting to do. Like, kind of, it's a kind of open-ended ability, but it'd be like what you'd imagine. Like, you could definitely like track a scent or like detect creatures within reasonable distance.
Right. I'm trying to see if there's a way to determine distance. Or amount of opponents.
Okay, I think we'll roll wisdom-based checks for something that detailed.
Okay.
And so you'll kind of be able to sniff the air, and I'll determine a check of like to get some of that more precise information. But if you test the air here, you can smell wood smoke, and you can smell goblins and some other sweeter smelling creature.
A sweeter smelling creature.
Yeah, something that doesn't stink quite as bad as goblins.
Okay, when they're building a fire, so that's cool. So, yeah, good to know that something's burning.
So I'll say that about 100 feet down this corridor is where there's a little precipice and a leg up where you could exit out, and there's a little set of worn wooden ladder up there.
Cool. Yeah. Well, should we go check out that ladder, see what we can find?
Dr. Cumberbund says, "How's everybody feeling right now? I, for one, am really still bleeding a lot."
Yeah, I could use a break.
All right.
I could use a break.
Maybe
while we have some time down here, we may want to set up camp in in this sort of cave shelter for a while and rest up before we maybe get working on these goblins upstairs.
Yeah, let's do it.
And if we wait till night, we could maybe even send a scout party, like a scout group up to check things out, see how many there are, and or have a chance to sneak out.
Nose goes. I can't see in the dark.
I'll do it. I got sent.
If there are goblins up here, we should really get word back to my dad. He would be really useful in this kind of thing. He's like super good at killing goblins.
Hey, fuck your dad.
Fuck my dad?
She's saying she wants to mate with your father.
Does Stephanie have beef with Reinhardt?
Stephanie is distrusting of Francesca now after she found out that she was sleeping with the Baron.
Oh.
She has beef with Francesca now.
Okay. I don't know what you're sour about all of a sudden, Stephanie, and I don't know where this attitude is coming from, but I'm going and I'm getting my dad because I don't want to get killed by goblins out in these like buggy woods.
Francesca, if you go up those, you'll be killed by goblins in these buggy woods.
I think I'll take my chances, thanks. I know my way around here better than you do. And she motions to the boys here, Cumberbund and Jerry, and she says, and she kind of like rolls her eyes, and I'm going to give her a charisma check here to get them to come back with her. Not a great one. Okay. So she's like, it would be really helpful if and Jerry's like, no. And Jerry's like, that's not the ticket. And Dr. Cumberbund says, I'll take you back. And he says, we'll get out to the entrance. We'll sneak back through the woods, and we'll see if we can get Reinhardt to come out here and join us before we encounter the goblin camp.
I'm going to remind him that he's bleeding and that it's not safe to go alone. But if he wants his funeral to be sooner rather than later, then by all means have at it.
He talks and he tells Jerry to come with him, and Jerry begrudgingly agrees. And the three of them head off down the tunnel, and they climb out. And yeah.
Well, that was dumb of them. Shall we rest?
I think it'd be smart and practical to rest. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the. Can I remove the ladder? Can I bring it down?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the ladder down inside the tunnel, so that no one can climb down it easily.
Okay. So yeah,
and then,
you pull down the ladder.
And then what was the ladder sitting on top of? Like, what was it? Was it resting on? Where was the resting place for it? Was it on like a?
It was just like in kind of the gravel at the in this picture, assuming this picture here is true to our scenario.
Sure, yeah.
Just kind of going up there along the moss up to that ledge, and it can just be pulled down. And
okay, I wanna also set up I have 3 large collapsible caltrops that I want to set up down there in case someone does decide to jump down the hole while we're sleeping.
Okay.
So get like an ass full of caltrops.
Right on. Okay, so you set out some caltrops, and you guys are gonna I don't really know what time it is right now. I'm just gonna say that it's really it's late, so it's late enough that maybe the sun's going down, so they're gonna go off in the dark and try to get back to the Reinhardt Public House and grab her father. Yeah. So the sun goes down, the night creeps in, and who's taking first watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay, Trimerius can effortlessly climb these slippery walls, even with a little bit of care, and despite the lack of a ladder, is able to kind of creep up and peep out of this the mouth of this cave. And with that, I think we're going to open up on the cave entrance here. Oh shit, I just dropped. Here we go. And we'll get a little night light going on. There we go. And
Ooh.
so, yeah, you can kind of peer out the mouth of this cave. And just peering up over the, whoops, I've got a picture. Okay, no. Yeah, just peering up out of there, you can see a little campfire nearby. The light from a campfire anyways. I'm going to pan back to our shot here.
Cool. Can I determine, or at least try to determine just how far it is? Just so we know, we're aware.
Oh, yeah. So picking up out of this hole, you can see this red light coming from nearby. Up here, there's kind of a slow trickle of a little bit of a stream that kind of, seeps into this cave. But like beyond is like a kind of like a muggy, kind of mucky little marshy patch of ground. It's like kind of like a seep that is partially emptying into this cave. And kind of off in the dark with your low light vision, you can see a little campfire maybe 30 or 40 feet away.
Cool. All right. I'll yell down into the cave and just be like, "Hey guys, like they're close, so I'll keep you guys updated if they move at any time."
All right, I'm gonna take a couple.
Keep your voice down.
They're kind of close.
The goblins rolled really poorly. Even though you guys are kind of cringing when Trimerius said, "Hey, screaming down at you," you can make a perception check, Langdon and Stephanie.
I got a 20.
Oh, okay. Langdon, your pointed ears point in the direction of the cave entrance, and it almost echoes out through this long tunnel. You hear goblin voices. "Oh, get him! Oh, you get him! Quick, faster! Come on, get him! I'm gonna get him!" You hear these sounds coming from the cave entrance, and I'm going to make it combat order here, starting with Langdon.
So I'm gonna. I guess I'll just holler for Trimerius. If you wanna live, not that I give a damn. But you better get your ass back down here, stat. Those I can tell those goblins are on their way.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let's group up. I'll jump down. Using.
Okay. Trimerius, you jump down with your rodentian form, and you grip onto the rocks. You fall, the 20 feet or so, and just chunk, you're pretty much, you kind of scrape your big claws along the rock face as you slide down, and you're down.
Cool. All right.
Go ahead, Langdon.
I also wanted to draw my get out my longbow and have it at the ready, pointed towards the opening above.
Okay.
Readying my bow for whenever a creature might go in front of it.
Okie dokie. And Stephanie.
I will creep up close to the ladder, City Skinner in one hand, and I'm good with that. That's what I want to do.
Okay, and where's the ladder right now?
The ladder's down. That's my fault.
So they'd have to jump down into my caltrops in order to get down here.
Okay. So
let's say I press up towards like where the ladder used to be.
Okay. So you guys are crouched at the ready, waiting for your enemy to appear, but some moments pass and nothing happens, and you just continue to hear these voices out the side and kind of screeching and the sounds of frustration. Ah, you idiot! Get him! He's going that way! No! Turn around!
All right, so, Trimerius.
Maybe they're after, it sounds like it wasn't you.
Oh boy.
Could you go to Trimerius? Could you go take a second look and see if maybe Francesca's got our boys trapped up there, huh?
Yeah, totally. So I'm gonna climb up there with the greatest of ease and just kind of like poke my head out just a little bit, see where I can find them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you poke your head out a ways and make a perception check.
Okay, what dice am I using?
A 20-sided.
Okay. Okay, wait, I'm just trying to figure out how to use this. Okay, 3.
Okay, you look out and oh shit. Can everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see some like random like little like darts through the darkness, but you can't really make out what's happening. There's several forms anyways kind of running back and forth kind of in front of the campfire light. And then you hear this and then you hear also this oh, get him! He's over there! He's going that way! No, you corner him! And then you also hear
Oh, can I use my scent ability to maybe detect who exactly they're chasing?
Yeah, well, why don't you go ahead and make another scent check, wisdom based here.
Okay. Another 20?
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
Okay, so you can distinctly sense 2 goblins nearby and also what smells like a pig.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So I don't think they're coming for us. I think they're just going for their dinner right now. I think we're safe. So I'm going to pop back into the cave and go meet up with Langdon.
All right. You guys got a dialogue now for a minute, a 3-way dialogue here. So go for it.
Yeah, so I checked to see what exactly they're looking for. I smell the pig, so I imagine they don't really care about. They don't probably even know that we're here. It seems like they're just out catching their dinner for the night.
Dinner or something else with those mongrels.
Who knows? Who knows?
Well, at least we didn't alert them. I'd still like to take a rest for a little while and then maybe sneak out at night. I'm pretty badly wounded over the course of our descent into the wine cellar.
I might have wrongly assumed this, but I kind of assumed you guys had already done some resting, and I guess
okay,
we didn't
cool.
talk about it at all. But kind of for the sake of expedience and to keep our narrative going, I'm going to say that we've already had a rest cycle here.
Oh, okay, awesome. Okay, well then, if they're distracted,
rest more, Langdon. We've rested enough. It's time for action.
We gotta get going. It's like the way I see it. Either we go attack them now, or we just sit here until they attack us.
If we attack them now, we could also get some pigs.
You're right.
Do mice eat pigs?
Wait, you're right.
Maybe they do. I don't know that they don't.
You know what? Honestly, with this form, am I still big? Has this worn off yet after rest?
It's not gonna.
No, you have to eat them.
That's an interesting. I guess I'll field that to the group. Is this a thing that should Trimerius convert back to the small form when he dreams, presumably, and sleeps, and then it had or should it just be pay to play one way or the other?
I feel my vote is pay to play because my ability that I got from drinking the same thing occurs whenever I drink Somnium, not for a certain amount of time, or whenever I eat Somnium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down for the pay to play thing. That sounds cool.
Okay.
So currently I'm still big.
Yeah, so you'll remain big until you use your ability to get small again.
I see. Okay, cool. So I would imagine that in this form, I probably might want to eat something as substantial as a pig. Let's be real. I'm pretty big. I got some energy I need to store up.
That's true. Gotta get those calories up.
Yeah, as a small little thing, I did not need much rather.
Cool. Then I guess I'll go ahead and set the ladder back up, and I'll climb up. Why not?
All right, let's do this.
All right, Langdon. So you stick the ladder back up there and put it in place, and you climb up. Are you sneaking your way up here? Oh, Jerry.
Hello.
There's Jerry Duster.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey.
Hey,
You don't have a writing prompt for us by chance, do you, Jerry?
I don't.
Okay. Well, then we're just going to move back on into things. As you get the ladder up to the mouth of the cave, you're startled all of a sudden by a form in front of you, a sweating form of Jerry Duster.
Jerry, what the hell happened? You ran off with Francesca, and now you're back, and Dr. Cumberbund's not even with you?
Jerry, you went with Francesca and Dr. Cumberbund to cut through the woods to get back and enlist Reinhardt to come to your aid. But you were they were running, they were going at a good clip, and you frankly were outpaced by them. And you eventually separated from them enough that you lost your way, and you kind of backtracked and found your way back to the mouth of the cave. And presumably they continued on to Reinhardt's public house. And you wanted to urge them to be quiet because there are goblins nearby the mouth of this cave chasing a pig.
You guys, you need to keep it down. There's goblins not far.
Yeah, we know. They're gonna fuck that pig.
And almost on cue, you hear the sound of two goblins. Well, I can't catch him. I can't get my hands on him. Well, you shouldn't have greased him up. Well, you asked me to grease him up. You said last time it was too rough. And so they're chasing this pig, and it's unclear whether they're trying to eat or fornicate with the pig.
Probably both.
Probably one than the other. Not
Right.
sure what the order is there. So, Jerry, let's give you a minute to describe what's happened so far to you.
Well, I was. We thought we could find a shorter way through the woods, and as we were cutting through, my general girth, my body, I couldn't really get through the woods quite as well as those younger, leaner folk, and they didn't wait up for me. So I decided to make my way back.
Oh, I'm glad to have you back. Best company I've had around here for the last few hours.
Okay, Trimerius and Stephanie, did you climb the ladder as well?
Oh yeah, I just hopped up there. Just climbed up there, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I climbed up last, but yes.
Okay.
I want to kind of hang to the side of the rock, so.
Does that look about right to you?
Yeah. I'm up, but I'm kind of hanging back.
Okay. Oh, quick, get it! Why'd you grease him up? I told you why I greased him up. Same reason I greased you up. Oh, yeah, thanks. Hey, do you want me to grease you up? Well, now that you offer, yeah, I kind of do. Oh, well, come here. Forget about the pig. You can be my little pig. See these two goblins, they kind of ignore the pig for a moment and kind of move near each other. And the pig continues to kind of run around this camp. And the goblins, they reach into some little bowl they have and they start kind of greasing on each other in front of the firelight here.
Gross.
Don't be shy. Go on.
I'm gonna go ahead and pop a
know.
shot at one of them while they're distracted.
Okay.
I'm sick of watching this gross display of goblin fornication.
You prude.
Yeah.
I was fine with them and the pigs, but two goblins, that's just too much gross.
How dare you judge their love?
And I rolled a 19.
Is that a critical for you?
No, it's not.
Okay. So you hit one of the goblins mid-massage.
I want to be hitting the one that's getting the massage.
Well, they're both kind of rubbing on each other now.
Okay. And it did.
They seem lost in the passions of their newfound exploration of each other's bodies with this pig grease.
It did 10 points of damage.
Okay. As an arrow sinks in, one of the goblins screams out, "Ah!" And one of them says, "Oh, so soon." And yeah, we're gonna move on to Jerry's turn.
I guess I'm gonna rush at them while I have have some sense of surprise.
Okay, just describe your action and then roll, Jerry, and we'll just.
Okay, I'm going to draw my pickaxe and then charge at the one nearest me and take a swing at him. And I got an 8.
Okay, Jerry rushes forward and he swings at a nearby goblin who has begun to realize what's happening after the other goblin falls forward, bleeding. And he quickly ducks under Jerry's axe as he swings. And
slip off the massage oil.
Just like slippery, slicks down there. And he takes a swing with his little club at Jerry as he does so. No! Does a 17 hit you, Jerry?
Yes.
Okay. The goblin hits you, and by the way, you got a. What are your hit points at, Jerry?
Where did I set my sheet? They're at 24.
Okay, yeah. The other members group here got some rest, but I don't think you got any, but it sounds like you're doing pretty good. So yeah, anyways, he hits you for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And it is now Chimeria's turn.
Okay, so while they're dealing with that, I think I'm gonna try to like wrangle up that pig because I think some people here might need to eat. So I think I'm not sure if I should. Let's try to like kind of wrangle it with the grappling hook. Just kind of like lasso it in a little bit.
Okay.
I never wish this was live action more than this other.
The pig seems to be running nervous circles around the perimeter of this little campfire, and it's currently in one of these little paths trotting along behind Jerry. So go ahead and make your attack with your grappling hook against the pig.
Okay. Sorry, what am I rolling?
So you'll just be rolling an attack, just a d20 plus. I forget what your modified stats are now. But I'm going to write them in here when I decide. I think we decided you went from having a -3 strength to a +3 strength.
Something like that,
when you're in your big form.
That sounds right. Let me write that down.
But your armor class is going to go down to 14.
Okay.
20. And your attack bonus is going to go down to, well, it's going to, we'll just keep it at a +2.
Okay, so I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you swing your hook out, and it falls in front of the pig, and the pig turns it down around in response and starts running the other direction.
Damn it! Damn this difficult body weapon issue.
Stephanie, it's your turn. And just to remind everybody, you get a move action and a standard action, like an attack or some other kind of, motion. So when it comes to your turn, just go ahead and tell me what you're doing and make a roll, and then I'll tell you the response for it.
Sure. So we started out the office, but do we still have two? We still have 2 goblins.
One goblin is down, covered in oil and his own blood, with an arrow protruding from his chest.
Okay. I step up to the remaining goblin, and I want to try to intimidate him into telling me where the rest of his camp is.
Okay. Roll a charisma check.
And I have a +6 to intimidate.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, add your intimidate there.
Yeah. Okay, so with charisma and intimidate, I get a 26.
Okay, so you step forward and go ahead and give us your best intimidation of this goblin, holding City Skinner out as you do so in the light of the campfire.
All right, you little piece of shit. You will tell us right now where the rest of your camp is. We know it's just not the 2 of you massaging each other over a pig.
Okay. The rest of the camp, it's up the hill. If you go up there, you can see it. Why'd you have to kill Driz?
Driz, are they all named the same thing?
No, that's my friend Driz. I'm Frizz, and we all hang with Grizz.
Is Grizz up the hill? Is Grizz up the hill?
Climb up that hill there. You'll be able to see him. Let me alone. Let me go. And as he's screaming, he kind of slips and his legs go out, spread because of the pig grease. And right as he does so, the pig runs right through your midst and kind of bumps through and runs past the fire here.
Good pig wig.
An attack of opportunity on the pig, if you'd like, Stephanie and Jerry, rather.
Yeah, I do want to do that. Okay, I got a 13.
Okay, so Stephanie, as the pig rushes by, you stick it with your blade right in the brisket, and go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. 8.
Okay, so you gore this pig, and squealing, it runs not very far, and then kind of slows down and drops to its knees, and it's bleeding. Yeah, squealing as it does so. Oh, I was gonna use that pig.
Shut up, you sick son of a bitch.
Langdon, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go over to I'm gonna go over to the goblin and I'll just not all the way. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just gonna walk over and shoot the goblin. I'm done. The camp's over there. I don't need him anymore.
Okay. In the time that Stephanie was stabbing the pig, this other goblin has been crying over his dead friend, and the crying has turned into an embrace, and the one goblin is starting to take down his pants. So go ahead and make your attack.
I got a 13. No, sorry, a 15.
Okay, so you let loose your bow, and you strike for damage.
I got 10 points again.
All right, an arrow whizzes past Jerry and beds itself in this other goblin who kind of makes a muffled scream and then falls on top of his collapsed comrade in one final embrace. Jerry, it's your turn.
So he's dead, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go to the pig and investigate the dead pig to see if it's suitable for making a meal.
Okay, yeah. You go over there, and it looks like a domestic pig. Maybe they stole it from someone, or maybe they found it rooting around in the woods. But it looks like it can make a fine meal.
Yeah, it's already oiled up, right?
It is already greased up. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've spent a lot of the day tromping through the woods, getting lost, making my way back, and I'm really hungry. So I'd hate to see this dead pig go to waste. I'm going to start carving it up.
Okay, yeah. Do you have any kind of survival skill or anything?
I haven't really filled out any skills. I've just been using my ability modifiers.
I think it's safe to say that you'd have some survival skills, so go ahead and tack on a little bit beyond whatever your wisdom would be in order to, carve up this pig. Couple rounds.
I got, so would you say what, like an extra +2?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 19 total then.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you roll a D6, and if everybody huddles around and has a meal, that they can heal that many, whatever your roll is, points of damage here.
Okay. Gather around, y'all. Dinner is served.
I'm going to pour a little maple syrup on mine.
Okay. Maple bacon, yeah. It's very trendy.
I rolled a 2 for the D6.
Okay, so you all get around here, and I'm going to toss another point on because Langdon poured a little bit of syrup there, so everybody enjoys this delicious sweet treat of goblin massaged meat, and everybody heals 3 hit points. And so as the fire is dying down, the sun starts to rise over this kind of slope nearby. And this is presumably the little precipice that that the recently deceased goblin was talking about.
Well, are we ready to burn down a goblin camp?
Sounds good to me.
Yep, let's do it.
It's about time.
So are you guys going to go up to the, are you climbing the hill?
I'd prefer someone scouted out first. I'd be down to the Trimerius. If you want to be small again, I wouldn't mind sending you because if you're tiny, you might be able to get a better eye on things.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I have 4 of them somnium crystals, so I can use one of those and pop down to my normal size.
I somehow don't have any of those left. I feel like I was rich in them once, and now I'm not.
So is Trimerius permanently large, but you can use somnium to shrink back to your original size?
Yeah, Trimerius can use somnium to change states, basically.
Okay. So you're like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm gonna use that, pop down to my regular size, and start scouting out to see what we can find, where we should go, and my scent ability might be able to help me there.
Okay, the goblin before he died indicated that there was a hill that you could go up, and at the top of the hill you'd be able to see the goblin camp.
Cool. All right, so we'll go to the goblin. We'll go to the top of the hill and see which direction to go.
Okay, so you consumed a somnium, right? The sun's rising here. Mm-hmm. And so you turn into little Trimey again, meaning you have to have a high-pitched voice now.
Teeny tiny.
And who's gonna march up this hill?
He is.
Was it gonna be? Yeah, it was gonna be me. Go up there.
So Tiberius goes small and goes bounding off into the grass.
Let's get him in a slingshot up the hill.
I'm stealthy.
All right, now that we've gotten rid of that, let's go this way.
No! Don't leave me.
So Trimerius, after some time, gets to the top of this hill and finds that in his small form, it's kind of hard to see, but he thinks if he goes and climbs the top of this tree that he might be able to look out.
Let's do it.
Okay. It's no problem for you to climb up in the tree. And but as you get up there, make a perception check here. Or make a sneak check.
So the D4 then?
Just a D20.
Okay. Oh, God.
Any type of check or attack is going to be a D20 first.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good to know. know. 12. Sorry, what?
Oh, no, nothing.
Okay, so as you're going up there, you see something nesting in the upper branches. It looks like a hawk.
Oh, no.
And it could be a danger to you.
I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to go near that hawk. It's probably going to eat me. Don't necessarily,
But it hasn't noticed you yet. It seems to be peering off into the distance.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to try to sneak around that guy to find whatever better view I can find.
Okay, and I'm going to roll a percentile dice to see how this thing responds to that. Okay, so with a kind of a shudder in the branches, the hawk is startled, and with a, it jumps off and soars off into the distance.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right,
as
cool.
you part the canopy of this little tree, you peer over into the distance, and what seems like a very long ways away, you see a view of the goblin camp.
Cool.
Little Chan pan there.
Whoa.
And yeah, that's what you see. It's kind of hard to make out, but you see kind of a hillock and some fortifications and what looks like a big still, though you may not know what that is.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's what you be seeing.
Cool.
And I'm going to pan back to our rest of our group here. And we'll go to Stephanie's turn.
We should just go. What if he doesn't come back?
I agree. If we're going to take on a goblin encampment, we might want to get some extra armaments. Was that cannon? Was that still working the last time we were at the Baron's place?
Which cannon is that?
The cannon that they used to blow up the dam.
The Harkabis wand.
Yeah, that's back at the barony. Yeah.
We may want to consider going back there, or I've got the Baron's signet ring. We may be able to craft some letters and request help.
Fergus actually has the signet ring now. Dr. Cumberbund.
Oh, he took my fucking ring?
Well, the Baron took your ring first. He took it back, and then Dr. Cumberbund took it from him.
Well, I was going to use it to
and as it turns out, the
fake letters.
The signet ring is in addition to its uses, its political uses or whatever, you have to have it on your finger in order to fire the Corvalin wand that the Baron had that is now in Dr. Cumberbund's possession.
Well, I'm still going to use it to forge some fucking papers.
After a bit, Trimerius returns to the fray, poking his head through the grass. And
hey guys!
let's hear that interaction unfold.
Yeah, so there's like a bunch of fortification and some large metal something or other. I don't know. It looks science-y to me. I don't know what it's got in it, but it looks like something that they're protecting. But it seemed like there are maybe like 5 dudes or something kind of watching the front. I think there were like maybe 3 other dudes around there, maybe around up to like eight goblins, I think, that we're gonna need to fight through before we get to the actual encampment.
I need a slightly higher pitched voice than that. If in the future.
No! There's goblins over there and some metal crap. I don't know what it is, but let's go find out.
So I'm going to roll a encounter dice, D4, and in one turn, something is going to happen to disrupt the peace. So you all have one action before something gets things moving. So we'll start with Stephanie here.
Oh, did your mic die?
No!
Shit.
No!
Go to text.
Oh, yeah. So we'll go to London for a second here instead.
Shit, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go ahead and... Wait. I'm trying to get to my map, but I can't not do it. Anyway, I guess I'm going to go... is there like a obvious pathway? I'm gonna drop my, what's it called? Again, my caltrops along the path near the sort of next to that tent over there, sort of in that opening area. Do you know? Do you understand what I'm talking about at all?
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw this one over the plate for you. You presumably got access back to your nice looking glass, Langdon.
Oh, right. Yeah. The one that I gave back to the Baron. I forgot about that.
So go ahead and jot that down. And that's going to give you a bonus to your perception check over distances.
Okay, cool.
And it occurs to you that you have that in your possession.
Cool. Then instead of dropping those caltrops, I'm going to clamber up on top of the hill and take a look myself.
Okay. So Langdon decides to climb up the hill, get to the top, and takes a look out on the situation. And go ahead and use your little spectacum there.
Does it give me like a +2?
I think it'd be like a +5.
Okay, awesome. I got a 21.
Okay. So you look and using your instrument can get a better view here of what's going on. So just direct me where you want me to go as you're looking.
First I want to look down by that cart. What the fuck's that cart doing?
Yeah. So you see the familiar looking cart that belongs to Dr. Cumberbund. And there are 2 very drunk looking goblins sitting outside of this cart. And then another slightly larger goblin kind of, who looks not impaired, standing with a bow.
Okay, I want to look at the...
and you recognize this as Dr. Cumberbund's little medicine cart, of course.
Right. I want to look at the gold metal thing in the back.
Okay. So you kind of zoom in with your apparatus, and you see a kind of crude encampment here formed on top of a precipice where in the back you recognize a sister to 2 other stills that you've seen. And kind of going back through your memory, you remember that, you've seen one just like it in Reinhardt's public house, and then also one that was being used to make maple syrup by the Cropper brothers.
Right, and now I want to, can I do 3, or is that enough?
Yeah, go one more. What do you want to look at?
I want to see what that weapon is on the table.
Okay, from a distance here, what was your roll again?
A 21.
Yeah. You see what looks to be an impossibly large battle axe. Like, it doesn't seem like anybody could possibly swing an axe that big, basically.
Maybe Reinhardt.
It's goofy and oversized like Reinhardt's dire spear. It's maybe like 12 feet long with like, like a 5-foot blade. It probably weighs like, 100 pounds.
Wow. Okay. And all right, I'm gonna come back down and inform the troops of what's going on.
Okay.
So first off, there's definitely goblins and some fucking hobgoblins, or something of the like, larger goblins at least. They have Dr. Cumberbund's cart, so who knows what sort of magical potion that they have access to. They also have one giant like sized what's it called? Axe. I don't know. So whoever's going to be carrying that axe is probably a pretty formidable foe. I think we should take them out first to make sure that they don't get a chance to use it. And then beyond that, they either stole or they're making more maple syrup, because they've got one of those maple syrup making contraptions as well.
All right,
were you able to identify the axe wielder?
It was just on a table, but there are a number of large goblins, so I think that it'll probably be one of them. My guess is that Grizz, I did notice one had a slightly different tinge of color, and would it be reasonable for me to, Woody, sort of out of character, would it be reasonable for me to assume that that I know a little bit about goblin, like,
yeah, you know enough that these, you saw goblins and you also saw orcs, which are like...
orcs, okay.
Yeah, continuum of like kind of those like kind of Veldt species of like kind of bestial humanoids.
Okay, so...
although you've never seen an orc with skin that color before.
So I'm just not sure, but it could be something special that marks him apart. Could be some sort of ceremonial markings to that he believes he's blessed by some sort of primeval god. I don't know. With these beasts, you never can tell what their true intentions are.
Can you hear us, Stephanie?
Yeah, I'm back now.
And you got your mic back. How are you for time tonight?
I'm fine. I'm fine for a little longer.
All right, well, then we'll just keep on going here. So who hasn't had a turn? Jerry? Trimerius?
I'm sorry. I'm a little lost because not only did I lose my mic, but I lost my audio.
Oh, yeah. Langdon climbed up to the top of the hill, and using his spyglass, he surveyed the goblin camp in a little more detail, and he was just describing that. So go ahead and ask him.
I heard what he described, so I just was confused on how we got from A to B there. But yeah, I'm good now. Thanks.
Jerry, what's the word?
I mean, I think we need to form a little bit more, work out a plan here. It kind of sounds like we're just the four of us are pretty gravely outnumbered. I don't really know how we'd go about approaching the encampment.
Well, Dr. Cumberbund did go back to get Reinhardt, and I only know one other person with a weapon that size, and it's in the encampment.
And you guys are, of course, welcome to like hike back up the hill and take a better, like, you can formulate your plan from the hill if you're, presuming you don't get spotted.
Okay. Did you think that hilltop where you were peering out from was a pretty safe distance from the camp?
It's not the perfect location, but they do seem pretty distracted, what with them massaging each other.
Okay. Well, the way I see it, we could either try and meet up with the rest of the folks at Reinhardt's and maybe rally a small mob, or assemble a crew of warriors. Or I suppose we could go back up the hill and maybe run some surveillance on the camp for a while and see what sort of what sort of behaviors take place, and whether or not there might be an opportunity for us to sneak in, something of that nature.
I don't necessarily see these goblins as an immediate threat. I think that we should head back to Reinhardt's and try to get a crew together. If not just Reinhardt, but I'd like to have Cumberbund with us eventually. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, we probably have time to regroup and get some more people involved.
Mm-hmm.
The only danger is that now without the Baron, Grizz may try to take it upon himself to take over the barony or something else. It's kind of pretty normal with goblins to make a power move like that. When one goblin falls out of power, another one usually steps up to the plate. The Baron wasn't high above goblins, it seems, at least morally. So. We may see a shift in power.
I mean, what difference would it matter if a goblin was in the barony?
Just access to the weapons and the armaments there.
Okay.
That's all I'm worried about, I guess.
Well, I think we should head to Reinhardt's then.
All right, cool. Then we should act fast once we're there.
Okay, well, on that note, I think that we'll put a pin on things for tonight then, and we'll do our customary round table finish here. So, Trimerius, you got a minute on the clock to kind of give us your aside about this situation. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear like what you're feeling, what your kind of fears and trepidations or hopes might be, and like what you think is going to happen next. So go for it.
It's like now that I have this choice of what form I should take, I'm like wondering what situation, when should I change form? Should I even be in this form right now? Lots of anxiety about what to use at what time. I'm hope that someone will give me a ride on their shoulder when we go over to Reinhardt's. And then I'm still disappointed that my body's still having my big body's having a hard time figuring out how do arms work. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, we'll take it. Stephanie.
All right, I just took down the fucking Baron. I didn't take out some goblin. Why are we going back for reinforcements? Like, I get it. It's smart. It's the right move. But, like, me and City Skinner are on a roll. Do I think I could take the whole encampment by myself? Yes. Will I go along with the strength of a group? Sure. That being said, I just killed basic royalty. So, and also, I'm not totally convinced that Francesca and Dr. Cumberbatch made it to where they're supposed to be going. We just go try to find Reinhardt, but we have no proof that they A'd a bead successfully.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Langdon.
I don't know why Cumberbund ran off like that. It was a dumb move on his part, and I'm not even sure if he's alive out there. But if his cart's over there with the goblins, I think our only hope is to find him. And hopefully that he's found Reinhardt in the public house. We could use some big weapons like Reinhardt's. That guy's kind of a blowhard. He kind of talks a big talk, and I hope his game lives up to it as well. Mostly though, I just want to make sure that our crew here is safe. As detestable as they are, what with rats and tramps and gambling addicted prospectors, I've come to like a number of them, and I don't want to see them hurt. especially that of my boy, Dr. Cumberbund. He's the only one I can really relate to here, and I sure do hope that he's safe and sound and having a warm pint somewhere.
And Jerry.
Well, I can't believe I got left behind again, but at least I made it back. The only thing I'm really disappointed in is that I missed out in potentially having the chance to kill more goblins. As much as I'd love to see this camp snuffed out by my own hands, I honestly don't think, what with us being out in the woods for as long as we have, and in that cave before that, I'm not sure that our little group here is up to it. So I think we're making the right move by enlisting Reinhardt's help. After all, he does seem to like me, and I've done him a favor or two in the past, and I think he shares my disdain for goblins. So I think it will be a fruitful venture, and hopefully Cumberbund and his new friend are there as well. We could certainly use their help at this point.
And with that, Chimerius, your delicate nose senses a familiar scent on the wind. You can smell that Francesca is nearby once more, which is unexpected. And, yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, Francesca's on her way. I'm surprised.
And, yeah, you all hear this. And, Langdon, you might want to take a peek with your little periscope there, your little spectratube.
Sure, point me in the way, nosy, try me.
And through your looking glass, Langdon, you spy an unsettling sight. Emerging from the woods near the camp are two battered but familiar figures with a retinue of orcs with them. Francesca and Dr. Cumberbund, it appears, were captured in the woods and are being brought into the camp there. And with that, we will end our narrative. Dum, dum, dum. Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I'm going to